Doctor.
Taoiseach, I want to ask you with regard to the status of Custume Barracks in Athlone, the plans for investment in Custume Barracks, because there is and has been ongoing concern in relation to the status of the barracks once Athlone lost its brigade status. And there are genuine concerns out there, so I want an update from you as to what are the future plans for Custume Barracks in Athlone.
Thank you, Deputy. The Defence Forces Infrastructure Development Plan sets out a programme of anticipated project delivery based on the achievement of the high-level goals as set out in the White Paper 2015. The plan is iterative in nature, thus ensuring that it remains relevant, that investment is targeted where most needed. A mid-term review of the plan was recently completed by the Department of Defence Forces to ensure the plan continues to reflect current operational requirements. In respect of Custume Barracks, the following projects are either ongoing or scheduled for progression in the coming year at a combined cost of 1.8 million. The EV points, enabling works, upgrade to main helipad, replacement of ES hangar, band hall heat pump installation, main billet block heat pump installation. There's a number of recommendations contained in the Commission on Defence Forces report which may impact on the structure of the Defence Forces, including that of the structure of the Army would be reviewed, and in that context the disposition of units across the Defence Forces may be considered. The recommendation that the structure of the Army be reviewed was identified as an early action in the High-Level Action Plan. Military authorities are progressing the establishment of an Office of Army Force Design, which will undertake the work required to give effect to this recommendation. The Implementation Management Office is working on the production of a detailed implementation plan for the remaining recommendations, which will include those which may assist with informing any decision about the future structure and organisation of the Defence Forces. So I want to say this much, though, that Custume Barracks is and will continue to be a very important operational military barracks, and of that deputies can be assured.
Taoiseach, as you know, the Commission on the Defence Forces, which was established on first of a commitment in the programme for government, published its report 12 months ago now. And the Commission, as you know, has recommended a number of changes to the high-level command and control structures within the Defence Forces. And one of those recommendations is the structure of the Army, which is to be reviewed, and rearranging units across the Defence Forces is now to be considered. And can I ask you, in that context, Taoiseach, will you consider designating Custume Barracks in Athlone as the location for the proposed Army headquarters, as has been recommended within the Commission report?
There's a number of there'll be a number of representations in respect of a number of barracks, Deputy, in terms of wanting to be the headquarters as detailed. And I think in the first instance, the Implementation Management Office is working on the production of a detailed implementation plan for the remaining recommendations. The military authorities are progressing the establishment of an Army Force Design, which will undertake the work required to give effect to the recommendation in the Commission. So there's still some work to be done on this. I've asked that it be expedited, and obviously then there will be issues in terms of, once that review is completed, in terms of the structure of the Army, how best then that would be operationalised. But I'm not making commitments in respect of any specific barracks in terms of HQ.
Taoiseach, as you know, the report did talk about the geographic location of this. And slap bang in the middle of the country couldn't be a better location from a geographic point of view. Also, Custume Barracks is the only headquarters that isn't currently a headquarters today and has all of the infrastructure in place. And also, Taoiseach, I'll put it to you that when the brigade status was removed from Custume Barracks in Athlone, there was a clear commitment given in terms of the maintenance of personnel numbers in the barracks, which hasn't been achieved. And a lot of the personnel that are based in Athlone are based there in name only and actually being deployed out of Cathal Barracks in Dublin. And in light of that, Taoiseach, will you give serious consideration to designating Custume Barracks to have this particular status?
It would be premature to designate any barracks in terms of that status that you've referred to in terms of HQ until the actual review of the structure of the Army is completed.